Hey guys, welcome to Golden Hoops TV. This is our first ever episode of FPL Insights. This is a new series we're starting where we'll be having a panel of four people: me, Anand, Dhanav, and Nandan Prabhu. So, guys, in this series, we're gonna be talking about FPL, we're gonna be talking about Premier League and possibly the Champions League. Let's just get straight into it, guys. How was your weekend, guys? Let's just say my weekend was not that good because everyone triple captain Haaland apparently.
Personally, for me, I think I'm doing pretty good this week, considering that everyone else in my league, at least the league that I'm in with my friends, majority of them have triple captain Haaland, as you just said. But without triple captaining Haaland, I've still managed to get around 89 points this week, with Harry Wilson still left to be playing. I think he's playing tomorrow, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, so I've got Wilson still left, and I'm currently on 89, hoping that Wilson gets me some returns.
Fair, fair.
Let's
What about you, Anand?
Doing good. Again, I also triple captain Haaland, and there almost I think what I read was about 1 million managers did that, and kudos to Dhanav for without having triple captaining still being at 89. But yeah, I think overall great. I think defense wise it has been good because again Arsenal having doubled defense as Arsenal pays off sometimes. Um, But yeah, the biggest disappointment would be Bruno and also Thiago. Probably that's something I look forward
He
to
blanked
having.
again. He blanked again.
Yeah. So
What about you, Nandan?
Yeah, I did all right. Triple captain Haaland, but the rest of the team has not had a great contribution. So really, it's really just a slightly above average score. Had the double Arsenal defense with Raya Timber, so they were the main contributors apart from Haaland. But yeah, overall, pretty disappointing game week, I'd say, given the high hopes. But I have Smith Rowe and Anderson, so hopefully they can do something to improve the
Yeah, I
current
mean,
total.
I mean, as you can see, like my team is like, yeah, I've got like 68 point, but the average was 61 already. So I had no players playing today, but yeah, I'm left with Wilson and Anderson as I'm using the bench boost, and I captained Haaland, just the normal version. Like I didn't have my triple captain. I wasted it on Haaland itself when he blanked 2 weeks ago. But yeah, moving on. Moving on, we have a festive game week fixture coming right up next. So, what are you guys transfers looking like? Like, whom are you gonna replace Bruno with if you guys have them in your team and all?
I have not got Bruno, so I think my team is doing great the way it is, and I probably would not be making any transfers this game week. Um, but considering that I have still got my bench boost and free hit left, and both of those chips being expired after the first half of the season ends, I suppose that I will be using one of those chips the upcoming week. And I'm considering to remove Igor Thiago now because it's been 4 game weeks since he's blanked. So I think it's time to say goodbye to Igor Thiago. But then I've also got no money left in my bank right now. So honestly, I'm not sure as to who would be a good replacement because I've already gotten Calvert Lewin this week as my differential, who actually got me great returns.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I still need to,
Calvert Lewin had a great weekend. I mean,
yeah.
but what about you, Anand? Like, obviously, you had Bruno in your team. How are you looking forward to replace him? Like, or have you already done it?
so
Very good.
I made a decision of making. Of course, we came out of like having 5 transfers because of
Mhm.
AFCON. I had 3 transfers with me, and because I saw IKTK's form, I thought, and because of Isak's injury, I think I was skeptical of having IKTK's price increase, and I got him in yesterday with Calvert Lewin. Um, so I have no transfers left and left, so I'll have to take a hit if I have to make a move. Considering that Liverpool is gonna have a very hectic festive game week, honestly, because um, they have an UCL fixture on Wednesday and then they play on Saturday. So I don't know if how would Ekitike's minutes be differing. And coming to Bruno, I won't be selling him is something that I'm considering as of now, because Bruno was walking at the end of the match.
Yeah,
There's a
fair. Take it
video.
as positive.
There's a
Yeah.
video. So, and I don't have, honestly, otherwise I do not have the budget to go about it. But if there is a transfer, then it's a Cunha transfer.
Mm-hmm.
Not really looking forward to Aaron Rodgers, because Morgan Rodgers,
Yeah.
my bad. Because again, Chelsea, Arsenal next, and not really something that you want to bet against.
Yeah, I mean Villa have been pretty strong in their home, but they have Chelsea away, I guess, and Arsenal away as well.
Yeah.
So those are gonna be two really, really tough fixtures. Obviously, like I have this theory that I might go on and captain Palmer next weekend. I mean, who knows, guys? Who knows? What about you, Nandan? Like, did you have Bruno in your squad?
No, I didn't, but I do have a wildcard option, which I'm looking to use this game week. And so he was a player I was considering. Been disappointed with Saka recently, and that's more to do. But I can say that his form this season has not been as good as it has been, but coming off the injury, he has not looked the same. And also, what worries me is that Arsenal, although they are leading the league right now, they're actually not that strong on offense.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at some of the stats recently. I mean, they are very strong in set piece threat, but in recent games, it's not been as consistent. And also, they have had issues with creating from open play. Another worrying factor is that some of the other Arsenal attackers like Eze, Odegaard, Gyökeres have not been performing to the expectations. So I'm looking more so to shift away from Arsenal attackers. Newcastle are a team I am going to keep in my mind because they have a great run of fixtures ahead
Mhm.
after the game week 18, which is United away. They have Burnley, Palace, Leeds, and Wolves. And so
Mhm.
I think players like Bruno Guimaraes, Anthony Gordon become very interesting to look at. Walter Mada is someone I think I would also look at. I've already brought in Ekitike. I didn't want to take the risk. I really like Ekitike, especially now with Isaac's injury, which means Ekitike is going to be the starting number nine pretty undisputed, which is I think it's fair. Um, and yeah, mainly just a few tweaks to maybe have more options and reducing the I my current setup right now. I have three Arsenal players and three City players, which is not the most ideal. So maybe deviate from that a little bit and have spread out the risk
Yeah,
and
I'm.
make
I
it
mean,
a
you
little easier.
you had Krupi Junior and Igor Thiago in your squad. I mean, are you sticking onto them, or obviously you said that you
Rupi
might.
Jr. is Rupi Jr. is an interesting one, right? Because both of his recent performances came off the bench. The reason why I kept Rupi Jr. is he's a very cheap asset, and also he is someone that a lot of Bournemouth fans have said he could be a really exciting player and also can score a lot of goals. If you saw the game against United, he came on immediately, had that goal, great finish, great technique. So I might consider a move maybe later on, but Rupi Junior is not at the top of my priorities in terms of selling. I was considering Cunha to be fair, and I did mention Bruno because funnily enough, United are actually the second best team, or not even second best, joint best with Arsenal in terms of goals scored from set pieces. And
Yeah.
United's set piece threat is actually very straightforward. If you look at some of the United games, the set piece threat is either Bruno taking free kicks, or from corners, they have Casemiro, who appears to be an interesting shout if you want to look at DEFCON and maybe set piece threat. But are United a consistent team like Arsenal in terms of getting those set piece chances? That is also something you have to keep in mind.
I think with Bruno gone, you would expect United's attacking output to reduce significantly. So I would say that
Fair.
waiting on it is probably a good strategy if you're
Yeah.
not.
I mean, as we can see, Dhanav's team, like Dhanav has Trafford. Like we see, Senesi is quite common amongst the Bournemouth defenders. But you went for Trafford. Any ideas behind that, Dhanav?
Um, Not really. I think Trafford was the cheaper option, I suppose,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he's also a starter. And I've had him for quite a few game weeks now, and he's also delivered decent amount of points, so
Yeah.
I've stuck with him. And yeah, uh, that's what Trafford for me.
Yes,
Any transfers you're looking for, Dhanav?
Not really, like I mentioned, I'm only looking at Igor Thiago as of now
Mhm.
because man hasn't really been delivering
Yeah,
anything for the past
he's
few
been quite a
games.
shit show for the past 3 game weeks. I can
Right.
assure that
the
was.
problem is also
Then,
that he's no more having a lot of minutes. I think
sorry.
he's not having a lot of minutes to play as well. He's getting
Oh,
benched after 60 minutes, and I think
right. Yeah.
I don't know if there was someone else taking his penalties. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, he did play the full 90 against Wolves yesterday, but he did not look as involved.
yeah,
But Brentford's style of play is also very, in a sense, pragmatic, and they've invested a lot into long throws and sort of long ball playing over the top balls to Thiago. So in some cases, it works really effectively, but it's also a style of play I think teams can figure out. And
Yeah.
so now I think what we're noticing as well is like and this is a very common trend when you're noticing some of the top heavy teams like Arsenal, City, they face a lot of deeper blocks, deeper defensive lines, uh, harder to break down as such. And then a lot of these games like Wolves versus Brentford, you expect them to be a little bit more open ended,
Hmm.
but it hasn't been the case. Like Wolves now, everyone assumes because Wolves are having the worst defensive record, they immediately try and attack that fixture and try and get as many attacking returns. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were looking at Saka as a captain for the previous game week in that response, but Wolves actually were not that easy to break down. Granted, Arsenal were not at their best, but still, these are also things you have to keep in mind. And
Yeah.
as to Bournemouth are a team where the players can get contributions, but determining which player will be able to get that contribution is so tricky. I love watching Andoni Iraola and the way he coaches, but yeah, in terms of FPL, he's not done me any favors because I put Semenyo and I did have Truffer also in I think the first game week, but after that I didn't use him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, guys, let's just say that now we know that Isaac is gone for a long time now, and Akitike becomes the perfect replacement for him. So now that we are assured with Akitike minutes, what are your thoughts on Akitike? Like he has, let's just say Liverpool, like looking at the fixtures, they have a great run of fixtures. Obviously, Wolves at Anfield, I'm pretty sure that's also a sign of an automatic clean sheet. Might be not. But let's see, because Anfield, I'm pretty sure Liverpool can bag like at least 3 to 4 goals.
Yes, definitely. Ekitike, he's been brilliant this season.
Yeah.
There's no doubts about his finishing. I'm sure I think he's only second to Haaland. Like personal opinion, in terms of finishing, he's been really good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a shame that I don't have any money to bring him into my team.
Likewise
But
was.
if I did have money, then he would definitely be a no-brainer for me. So yeah, we can expect a lot of goals from Ekitike coming in, considering that Isaac's out now.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Boxing Day fixtures, we have like United hosting Newcastle, we have Chelsea against Aston Villa, top tier game again, and then we have Palace and Spurs like at Selhurst Park, and then we can see Arsenal hosting Brighton. With Liverpool and Wolves being a really like easy to predict fixture, I'd say, but again, it's Premier League, we never know. Do you have any thoughts on having the two defenders of Liverpool this weekend? That's quite a shout.
Personally, I do not have any defenders from Liverpool, and I think I'm gonna just stick with my defense. I had a really bad run of game weeks. I don't know what I was thinking bringing in Luke Shaw because I think man has got me a total of less than 10 points across 5 or 6 game weeks, which is actually shambolic. I don't know what I was thinking because this three at the back system for Manu, I don't know how it's even working for them because they're conceding almost every other game. So yeah, I got rid of Shaw obviously, and yeah, Liverpool defenders not really on my book because they have also been conceding goals. on
Yeah.
and off. So yeah.
And Anand, I would like to know that with City going on a rampage mode for the past 3 weeks, and they have Nottingham Forest away, so would you like recommend having all three of Foden, Cherki, and Haaland?
Probably not Cherky because of the minutes, but yeah, having Foden and Haaland, I
Yeah,
think at this point of time, I don't think anyone can afford Haaland. So if you have
yeah,
Haaland,
fair.
then then it's good. But otherwise, I think at this point, even affording Foden is a very difficult. Uh, I think he's at 8.8.
But then again, you have to consider the fact that Bruno is out.
Yeah, so Bruno to Foden is an interesting one, and I would probably consider it. But I already have Foden. Sherky is one player that I'm really looking at, but considering City is also going to play the UCL on Tuesday,
Yeah.
I feel Sherky is going to get more minutes so that he can probably be benched earlier in the game week. Uh, Talking about Liverpool, I think the biggest concern I have on the Liverpool defense is that Szoboszlai is not going to be there. He's suspended, 5 yellow cards.
Mhm.
He's been kind of, in all honesty, their best player this until now. So, and the kind of goals that they've conceded even against Tottenham, it was a horrible goal to concede. So, not really, in honesty, not really a big fan of Liverpool defense, and also pretty expensive defense to afford.
Yeah, guys, let's build a free hit team for game week 18. And obviously, like, we have Liverpool up against Wolves. So I think that's a shout to start the defense with Liverpool. Yeah.
If I may suggest, the second keeper could also be Pickford because he's facing Burnley. Although it's away at Turf Moor, I still think that Pickford would be a good choice. Not just for free hit, but we could also use him for wildcard as well because he's having a decent run of fixtures up ahead as well.
Mhm.
So we can keep him.
So we have Alison Becker as our first goalkeeper. And if you look at a cheaper option, I'd actually suggest Leeds. But no.
I mean,
Hmm.
the second keeper is not going to feature, so the cheapest option you go for, that is your safe bet on a free hit.
Yeah, I mean, for now, let's just put Dalo or something. And we move to defense. Obviously, we have to look at Liverpool's defense, right?
I would slow down on Liverpool's defense given the fact that they still show signs of frailty against Spurs, and they did concede uh, as well. And it was not, and Liverpool recently is still having a lot of those defensive issues,
Mhm.
and they are very leaky. Uh, and they just lack balance also. So I'm not the most comfortable choosing Liverpool players. Virgil maybe you'd go for, but at that price point, you want him to have a strong clean sheet contribution and additional DEFCON. But
I mean,
I have my
I would
doubts.
say Virgil always delivers on the def con. Like 80% of the time, he always delivers. So I think Virgil is a safe pick.
I'm looking at these fixtures where you expect goals to happen, but the teams are defensively very solid. I don't think there's much wrong. You could go much wrong with Arsenal. Arsenal's defense,
Yeah,
Timber especially as an option.
I mean Timber is a shout. I mean, we have to get Timber. I think he might
Yeah,
get.
again, Timber is expensive as well, so you can
Yeah,
also replace Timber with another Arsenal option, perhaps.
Hincapi has been delivering.
Yeah, Hincapié is
Hincapié is another really solid
yeah.
option as well.
Gave 10 points this week, I think.
And I think we can also go for cheaper city options like Nico Reilly or even Matthews Nunes for that matter.
Yeah,
I'd
but that's the
say
thing.
maybe Mateus Nunes. I would be the pick. O'Reilly hasn't been getting much FCON points, but he did maintain like a very good clean sheet. He's not had the most attacking output. When I'm looking at the FPL assets, I'm looking at, are there fullbacks who can give good attacking outputs or centre backs with really high DEFCONs, and Ruben and Mateus Nunes for City have been the ones with the highest like defensive contributions, especially from the last game at West Ham.
Well,
Yeah,
the
I
goal
mean,
is gonna come from Guardiola, that's for sure.
yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
Guardiola.
with
That's
Guardiola,
also.
you have the possibility of scoring as well. I mean, Guardiola is a good scorer of the ball as well. Like,
I
uh,
think one defender which is nailed for me is Anderson. because going against West Ham, a
Yeah, I
solid
mean,
bit.
we have to get Anderson. Like
Before,
he has that goal scoring threat as well. I'd say Sanesi is a great pick as well with the consistency in his def cons. Like he's always there with the def cons. He always has like over 12 def cons nowadays. I mean, what last weekend he had like 20 or something. He finished his 12 bracket within the first half itself. So I think Senesi is a great shout. It's Brentford away again for a free hit. It might be risky.
yeah, you have to pray that Igor Thiago doesn't.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like the thing with Igor Thiago is that he thrives against opponents who are high pressing, and I'm pretty sure Brentford are gonna press Bournemouth are gonna press Brentford, so he might have the space in behind. But then again, Senesi is killing it with the def cons recently.
I think Kirkes, bro. Kirkes is a cheap option. Or you can just go ahead with Virgil van Dijk as well.
I mean,
I think
Kirkes is that.
you can trust one Liverpool defender maybe.
I mean, Kirk is at 5.6. Uh, Tarkowski is a great shout, I'd say. 5.5 will get
An
DEFCON.
Everton defender is not really a bad option
Exactly,
again.
like Burnley away as well. Like
Would you go for Reece James? I'm not sure because they're playing Villa, but at
yeah, but
home.
that's the thing. Recently, Reece James has been playing as a midfielder, no? So I'm pretty sure that he might have a role to play
I
in.
think selecting four defenders for now is fine because if we exhaust a lot of money just
I
on
would, I would, I would maybe even keep it as a three back because you already, I mean, having four defenders as a core is pretty. There is a risk involved, and also the reason why I've not mentioned much on Kirkes is Kirkes has not looked as comfortable in the Liverpool setup uh, compared to how he was at Bournemouth, and it also plays in part with like how Bournemouth plays a team where they don't have necessarily control over like calmer game states, and with Bournemouth it's really high intense pressing, really at going at it, and so that side a sort of style fit Kirkett really well. Whereas with Liverpool, they're trying to exude more control, but they haven't been able to do that. And then also there's other problems with Liverpool, but yeah. I think
So
keeping a three at the back would be safe with Hincapié, Senesi, and one of Tarkovsky and Anderson because those are two really high expensive, uh, sort of mid to high expensive defenders. I'm looking at the midfielders list, and I think there's some pretty interesting options. To be honest,
yeah, should we just chug in one Wolves defender and just let him sit on the bench or something? I don't think that's a good shout. Should we go for Achampong? I mean, he's 3.9. We're just filling up a space now. And I'm pretty sure we won't be having like more than two players from Chelsea. Moving on to the midfield. Foden has to be there.
thing is, a lot of people have started bringing him in though. So sooner or later, he's going to become. He's already at 19%, so which is a lot higher than
Yeah, I mean Harry
most game
Wilson at
weeks.
5.4 with the current form is a great shout. We have to get Harry Wilson. And along with that, I won't mind like
The thing is, I would
Gakpo.
go Foden right now. Yeah, Foden's a safe bet, but
Oh, Gakpo is
keep in
fucking.
mind Pep is Gakpo is well, but in regards to Foden and also some of the other City midfielders, Pep is notorious for like sometimes just rotating players and sometimes not starting key players. This has been the case with my FPL teams in the past where I've had Foden and De Bruyne
Yeah.
usually, and then Pep starts to bench Foden or sometimes bench De Bruyne, which was the case last season, but De Bruyne had more injuries. But yeah, that's also another thing to keep in mind. Pep can be very finicky with his
Uh,
rotations.
so guys, are we locking in on Foden?
Yep.
I'd say
Yeah,
Foden. Yeah.
to get Foden. Yeah.
I think a great differential pick is Wirtz because you your minutes are secured as of now.
Yeah,
And
I mean with Gakpo out of the frame as well, and the
Yes.
limitation in attack with Ekitike going up front with no Gakpo, one more winger has
for a
to.
free hit, yes.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
For a free
not.
hit, it's worth a risk because
but is he really worth like 8 million? Are you that sure? I don't think so.
I suppose we can throw him in right now and keep him as an option who could be put out later if you're having shortage of funds. But
Yeah.
as of now, I think actually Woods is a good shot.
What about Palmer? I'm really keen on Palmer.
Yeah, I was going to say
I
I think
mean, Palmer at
behind
Stamford
UK.
Bridge against Aston Villa. Oof. I mean, yeah, we have to get Palmer,
Him
guys.
and Morgan Rogers having that,
Yeah, exactly. The
friendly
friendly
banter
banter they have, exactly.
of having to
I would actually even captain Palmer.
not too
But
sure about that one, but
I would actually captain Palmer over. I mean, you have to clip this
I'm
one.
just going to stick to Haaland because
I mean, yeah, fair.
I believe Palmer is a great pick. However, I my reservations still come on the lines of minutes. I know that he's getting more minutes now. He played
Mhm.
70,
Yeah,
but too expensive again, I believe. For 10.3 is a bit more expensive for someone who plays 70. But again, it's Palmer, so
exactly. Like
perhaps.
that too at Stamford Bridge. I mean, I had him when we played Everton at Stamford Bridge last week and
In a sense, that means we will not have Saka in this.
I mean, it's either Palmer or Saka. You can go either
Yeah.
one. So if you're looking at an Arsenal attacker, Saka is like the one tried and tested option,
I I
which
think
like doesn't go wrong. But Eze could be a shout. Eze is also there, but I
I
don't know.
think
I've not been
Rice is a
convinced of
better
his.
shout than Saka, bro. Like,
Rice as a midfield option, I agree because he's
uh,
been getting a lot of FCON and contributions, and so he's a player that is. Last week he had a pretty strong return,
mhm.
so he's
Exactly,
a.
11 points he
I
scored, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah.
a fan of CDMs, so I've never even looked at CDMs ever in my entire career of playing FPL.
Yeah, I
So
mean, but
CDMs are just out of my list, so I'm not really happy about the Rice option.
but
I
I
think
think
it's because of DEFCON. It's more of
Defcon.
a viable option, but
Mhm.
apart from that, I
Yeah,
don't. Even I would not have gone for Rice in this scenario. But Rice offers set piece threat in corners and free kicks, and then obviously uh, Defcon is a valuable contribution. And right now, he's been looking like Arsenal's best performer in more recent game weeks. So I would keep Rice as a solid option. Saka, it's between Saka and Palmer. You can take the risk, but now we already have two Arsenal, so I would cap it at that, especially for a free hit. Going all in unless there's like a really strong fixture is
Mm.
not wouldn't be my go-to.
I think Rice has that assist factor as well because obviously we see that Arsenal benefiting from all the set pieces they have. So I think Rice being the corner taker, one of the corner takers, and the free kick taker, I think he can get his points from that as well, and that too at home. I mean, at Emirates, yeah, the atmosphere is gonna be rocking anyway. So what about the fifth midfielder? Are we playing like 3-5-2 or 3-5-3-4-3 or what?
I believe 2-4-4 is a good option, but depends on how much budget is left. I think around
Mhm.
4.
um,
If you're wanting to
35.5.
keep Haaland in, then you're going to have to go pretty cheap with the other midfielders, which is I think fine because the forwards list in terms of options is not necessarily the strongest. I
Mhm.
know DCL will be someone everyone is keeping in mind because he's had good form, and the
Yeah.
way and also this has to do with the fact that Leeds have changed the way they were playing. So rather than possession based, they're actually focusing on prioritizing some of the physical players that they've got. So they are going with a more physical approach, and it is working. They got most of their goals, I mean, all of their goals from set pieces, if I'm not mistaken, um, in the
The
last
previous
game
game?
week.
Yeah,
Yeah, in
yeah,
the previous game.
yeah.
So they showed really strong set piece threat. So definitely Calvert Lewin would be up there. And then in terms of cheaper midfielders, Ismaila Sarr has not been, I think he went to AFCON,
Do
if
you
I'm not.
think Smith Rowe is a good shout?
If you have already got Harry Wilson, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to pick another. So
If you're going Wilson, I think Smith Rowe won't be my pick, but I've got Smith Rowe in my team right now, but that's because I don't have Wilson, and I'm just looking at can he deliver for me from a differential standpoint.
I
So
think
let's
But
we
just
should
say if
Wilson,
we're
keep
going,
our eyes away from Semenyo. Semenyo is still a good one to
Semenyo has
keep.
become a differential. I
Yeah,
Semenyo is actually not a bad shout, and you can still have another. But then, actually, you can bring in Semenyo, and then you obviously just bring in a cheaper forward, and then you can maybe make some adjust. And now you have more money in the bank, so you can actually think about, do you want to make some of the more tweaks to other parts of the team, like the midfield and defense,
Guys, but
where
that's the thing. I think Ekitike is a must this weekend. Like if we're going for a free hit, we have to get in Ekitike somehow.
yeah. Then you might have to remove.
Semenyo.
I,
Semenyo.
if you ask me, I think I would remove Rice instead. I bring in someone cheap just to put that particular player on the bench.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I would
I'd
then
say
maybe
that's
bring
fair.
in Ekitike because I think Ekitike is about 8.8.
8.
8.8.
Yeah.
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 I
So
think he had a price rise because a lot of people knee jerk bought him. I kind of bought him expecting his price to rise, given the fact that Isaac also picked up that injury. So that is all.
let's just say we have Ekitike. We have 5.5 for a midfielder. We can chug in anyone, I'd say.
I think Stack is a really good stack, however you pronounce
Stark,
that.
Anton Stark.
Yeah, he's a really good option because if you
Yeah.
look back, he has delivered against Chelsea, against Liverpool, and he had also scored a last minute free kick against Crystal Palace. So you can
Hmm.
keep him, and I think that'd be a good option.
I mean, with these sort of cheaper midfielders, the options aren't that much. You can also put Casemiro because unironically, United, uh, one of their main threats in some of the recent games has been Casemiro from set pieces.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the way they play, especially in corners, I think some of the couple of the routines that they've done is with Lenny Yoro being sort of the dummy where everyone focuses their attention to him, and instead it's Casemiro picking up these headers and sort of getting these random set piece goals. But against Newcastle, I can see him scoring actually because Newcastle also have not been at their best shape this season. But yeah,
Yeah.
However, Bruno
I
is out.
mean. Hmm.
So I don't
Yeah.
think all those set pieces coming to him is a bigger issue. And not to forget that I think Newcastle's defense is one of the tallest defenses with Botman and Burn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, nowadays they play what Tiao and Cher is also there, right? So does Cher play right back? I think so, right?
No, no, no.
no,
Playing centre back
Oh,
alongside
Cher is
so
Cher's
Miley is
been
at a wing back position, right? Yeah, Miley plays wing back for them.
Miley plays as a full back, or Miley was as like a right back. Started at right back for them in the recent game. But
So
With Newcastle, I think they're just. I think Livermento's also been. They're looking to get him back to fitness, but he didn't feature this game.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was
What are your
a
thoughts on Reinders? I know that his it's
I
someone you
mean,
can afford, but it's a difficult pick.
but that's the thing. I think we can have Reinders, but like going with Foden and Haaland is
I think keeping in mind that we also have a midweek UCL game, we don't know about the Pep roulette. So
yeah, exactly.
not
it's.
too
I
sure
don't
about
think it's midweek.
Reinders.
It's midweek Premier League, not midweek UCL, by the way.
Who are they playing in Champions League? I mean Premier League, the midweek.
So the upcoming game week for free, they are playing Nottingham Forest, but game week 19, which is on Tuesday, the 30th, they're playing Sunderland actually on the 30th.
I think Reinders will start this game week against Nottingham Forest. So I mean, then again, he's a great shout, but so is Cherky. Like we cannot risk it though. I think the two most reliable options from City is Haaland and Foden. I wouldn't like if we're going to have like three City players. I don't know about that. So let's just keep it to Foden and Haaland as of now. I think I'm happy with the team. Would you like start four center backs in this team?
How strong the midfield four and the attacking three are, I'd stick to a three back. And I guess the main headache would be, are you starting Tarkovsky or Anderson or Senesi? It's between Senesi, Tarkovsky, and Anderson, maybe.
Yeah,
But
I think we can go for a three back pairing of like we can have Senesi, we can have either Tarkowski or Anderson. Who would you go for, Anand?
I would go for Tarkovsky, um, considering Bondi's entire game against Bournemouth. They didn't have a lot of attacking options. Only in the 90th minute did they end up scoring, which was a
Yeah,
big heartbreaker. Took away a clean sheet. But Tarkowski has been a DEFCON giant, and even though they're playing against, I think the only factor that I would take into consideration is that they're going away.
yeah.
Um, if we're going for a cheaper option, I would also go for Keane.
Mm-hmm.
That's he's also been consistent with DEFCON.
Mm-hmm.
I would start Tarkowski, also because you're spending a lot of money on him, so you would want that return.
I'd say I'd start Tarkowski, Senesi, and Hincapi.
Yeah,
Or I mean, can we like fit in Timber? Let's just see.
not
no, not
anymore.
possible.
Not possible.
6.5.
Yeah,
Only if you go to probably Keane instead of Tarkowski, and instead of Hincapi you have Timber, then I think it might just be possible.
would you like get rid of Anton Stark and get anyone else like 4.5 mil? Because I think I think with this lineup we have to play a 4-3-3 or like 3-4-3. So I'm pretty sure Palmer, Wilson, and Palmer, Wilson, Foden, and Semenyo will start for us. I think Timber might provide some like obviously Hincapi and Timber will both get their points for clean sheets, but it provides you with that attacking option as well.
I'd assume so. I still think with Jesus, they will look at him as a substitute of the bench role.
Mhm.
But I'm not that keen on Gyökeres. I'm not, really with Arsenal's attack. They've just not. There's not one clear player apart from maybe Saka that you look at and go, he's a great shout for getting an attacking return.
Yeah.
And it's Brighton who have had sort of pulled off sort of draws and results against Arsenal,
Hmm.
especially both home and away matches. And keeping that in mind, I wouldn't. I'm not so keen on an Arsenal attacker, apart from maybe Saka. But then i- the question becomes Saka or Palmer,
Yeah.
depending on.
I mean,
I think
personally,
this is. It depends on what you like. Saka has the consistent threat, but he's not been performing as well as he has been in previous times, and that is also coming off that injury. Still doesn't look as sharp as I've seen him before.
hmm
I think one of the things that I want to see more is probably Merino. He's a great
yeah,
attacking option. In my opinion, better than Gyökeres, but
yeah.
Arteta just probably hasn't tried him a lot yet.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, given that he's probably not going to start, not going to be in my team, but there's just one player that I want to see more.
I think everyone knows that Marino actually suits the system better than Gyökeres, the current Mikel Arteta system. I think he's a great shout because looking at the previous performance just now, he just scored a penalty and he wasn't fruitful throughout the game. So I think Marino can be a good shout. He's like 6 million. He's a great shout, but yeah, I'd rather have Wilson over Marino because I'm guaranteed points with that. Like he'll for sure start. So we're risking with minutes if we take Marino.
I think instead of Palmer, we can also have Garnacho because
Oh, hell no.
Nah, man, what? Nah,
that's that's the player
what
who
you
gets the
talking about?
passes. That's the player who gets the pass from Pedro. So
I I mean fair. I mean Neto has been passing to Garnacho all the time. That's why we drew against Newcastle. I think we would have won the game if Palmer got more of the ball. But then again, considering the fact that we have rest throughout this week, we have no matches or anything, and I'm pretty sure like Palmer is gonna push like over 80 minutes for the next game. And obviously it's against Villa. Villa are obviously in a red hot form. They're currently what third in the league. So back at Stamford Bridge, I'd like to have Palmer if we're taking a free hit. So guys, yeah, this is my team. Obviously, I've transferred in Calvert Lewin. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be one of the most transferred in players this game week. I'd actually like start Palmer, Wilson, Foden, and Cherky because I already had Cherky. This is gonna be my starting lineup. And yeah, guys, thoughts on Palmer being the captain?
Horrendous.
It's
Not
a
really
risk.
sure about that. It is a
It's a
risk
risk, but
that you can.
if you can pull it off, fair play. Otherwise,
It's one of those decisions when, you know, Haaland goes crazy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. The
And
moment
no.
then
I
But the
triple
thing with
captain Haaland,
Haaland
he's
is
gonna just end up with 2 points. I'd say Palmer is a great shout because, firstly, coming back from injury, I'm pretty sure he'll be a differential captain. And Palmer at Stamford Bridge is a different beast. The people who know, they know. I think Haaland is obviously the generic shout. Like most of the people will have him because why not? It's Haaland. He'll always score. Nottingham Forest away. Nottingham Forest doesn't have a great defense, I'd say. But yeah, did they have a clean sheet against Tottenham last weekend?
Yeah, they did 3-0. Uh,
Exactly.
that was a a shameful performance
Yeah,
by.
exactly, exactly. That was kind of rough for Tottenham.
No, but I think Palmer is actually a great differential, I suppose, for captaincy. Because 2 weeks ago also you had done the same against Everton, I suppose, and he
Yeah,
had
yeah,
delivered.
yeah. Then he got subbed off on the 59th
Yeah,
minute.
that was unfortunate,
That
but
was Rabs by Enzo Maresca. I mean, he did me. I could have had like 4 more points, two DEFCONs remaining before that week, and he got subbed off at 59th again. I mean, he's doing the Pep strategy.
I
Anyway,
think
so
for a differential captain, why not Calvert-Lewin, considering the kind of form he has? I think that's a shout. I wouldn't do it. I'm too scared to not captain Haaland.
yeah.
But as a
I
depends on
suppose.
are you in a position where you got nothing to lose and you just go screw it, I'm doing it.
then I'm captaining Senesi.
Okay.
No, but with Calvert-Lewin, again, I'm not too sure because it's against Sunderland and Sunderland is playing at home. And they have been actually quite good this season. No one expected them to be this good. But then again,
Sunderland, Sunderland are a surprise of the season. The recruitment has been pretty strong. That's probably why they've been doing well, but a lot of the fixtures have not been like massive scoring fixtures. So
Yeah, I'd say Calvert-Lewin is a great shout, but how about captaining Phil Foden? I mean, we have got like Nottingham Forest has like who are the centre backs of Nottingham Forest? I'm pretty sure they're huge. So that's the aerial threat.
Murillo, who's I
uh,
think only just 6 foot,
Oh shit,
and
my bad, guys.
um, I'm trying to remember the. I mean, usually when they,
Anderson, right?
I mean, Murillo's been this. Yeah,
yeah.
no,
Yeah,
Anderson's a midfielder for them. Elliot Anderson.
No, no,
Oh,
I
no,
sorry.
mean,
that's Elliot Anderson. I think there's another Anderson, right? Joachim Anderson.
yeah.
Joachim Anderson's for Fulham. It's Nikola
Oh, sorry.
Milinkovic.
Oh, yeah, yeah, Milinkovic, correct.
Yeah, Nikola Milinkovic. I got so confused, but yeah, he's pretty tall. But
I mean, my defense looks sorted with Virgil, Senesi, and Timber. I don't expect more than 2 points from Sanchez. Because obviously Villa are a great scoring team, and I'd say that currently looking at Chelsea centre backs, yeah, it's not the best thing in the world. So I'd say the back three is pretty decent. Three from City is kind of pushing it. I'd love to have Semenyo or someone instead of Cherky, but yeah, I cannot afford to lose points at this stage. So I stuck with the Cherky, Foden, and Haaland trio. Went with Palmer captain, a differential captain, because have to. We are gonna have the chip reset next game week. I guess game week 19 after the
After
New
game week
Year's.
19.
after game
So
week 19, yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that before that I have to like have a one differential captain so that I might looking at the leagues currently I'm in let's just say it's not the best thing in the world. So yeah, I mean if you look at like one of my friend's team, he's got the Bruno Fernandes replacement he has to think about. But yeah, I would say most of the people in my leagues don't have Palmer, or even if they have Palmer, I'm pretty sure they're not going to pick him as their captain. So yeah, I went with Palmer captain. I'm pretty sure all three of you are gonna captain Haaland.
I was thinking, but now you've given me a good idea, and I might. And just to remind you, we are also sharing a league, Deadline Dodgers.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm thinking
Yeah, guys,
maybe
this is Dhanav's team, by the way. Dhanav's team, by the way, guys. Yeah, so
yeah.
looking at your team, I mean, you already have Calvert-Lewin, you already have Haaland.
I see you guys are joining the hype train now with Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah,
I
obviously. I mean, you cannot
Trendsetter,
miss out on
trendsetter.
Calvert-Lewin.
Thanos the trendsetter.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
I
are you
think my
going to replace
team
Thiago? No, you have already done
no,
your transfer,
so
right?
yeah, so about that, I think my team is remaining exactly the way it is right now for next week.
Yeah.
I'm little doubtful about Thiago again, but then since I do not have any money left in my bank, I don't really have a good replacement for Thiago, so I think I'll give him one more chance
Yeah.
because they're facing they're facing Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
So giving him one last chance, and I think that's how my team is going to be. Again,
Would you like
one change I'm making here is that I'm going to be playing Pickford actually in goal.
Yeah, exactly
Oh,
what I was gonna say, and you might chuck in Reece James at defense.
Um, I think I'm gonna keep James on bench
Oh.
because again it's Villa and Villa have been in a very good form, and I'm scared that they might score a goal. So
Hmm.
can't really lose any points. I'm gonna stick with my current defense the way it is.
You're not gonna
And
have Ekitike in your lineup. You cannot
no,
afford him.
like I mentioned, I do not have the money
Yeah,
to afford it.
exactly.
So I need to stick with the way my
You
team
don't
is
have the
right
facilities for that, big man.
now. Yes, I do not.
I
So
might
that's
be captaining Ekitike as my differential because,
hmm.
yeah, going against Wolves has scored about what, 5 goals in the last 3 game weeks.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think Ekitike is a differential captain. It might be in your league, but I
Yeah.
think everyone's going for Ekitike this week. Like whenever, especially in FPL, I think Wolves are an easy target. So like go through
I
the
think
fixtures to see who Wolves are playing and then chug in the lot.
right now Ekitike is owned by 26% of FPL players, so sort of starting to hit that range where it's no longer as clear of a differential.
What about Palmer?
And Palmer, I'm unsure actually. I think you can check if you click on Palmer right now. He would be on, I assume, low 20s. Oh no,
Yeah,
11%.
11.3%.
But also his minutes have not been fully 90, so
Yeah, but that's the
I
thing. Like,
understand why.
considering that Chelsea got this whole week off, and against Newcastle he like pushed 80 minutes. I'm pretty sure he might end up playing all of the Aston Villa game because obviously Aston Villa currently are third in the league, and it's a big game for Chelsea. Especially not winning against Newcastle, dropping points at Newcastle, and then looking to be in that top four area. As of now, if we look at the league, and league is yeah, like the point difference is not a lot. Like you got like four teams within like 5 point differential between 10 to 4. Yeah, exactly. Even more than that. Like if you see Bournemouth at 22 and you've got Chelsea at 29, like 7 point difference between like 13 places or something. Yeah, so I think Enzo Maresca might risk it with Palmer this week, and he might end up playing whole of the game. At least I hope so, because obviously he's my captain. So, Dhanav, are you captaining Haaland?
Yeah, I'm looking to play safe this week and maintain my position on top of the table.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play safe and keep Haaland as my captain.
Yes, guys. So moving on to the predictions of next game week, which is game week 18. We start with United versus Newcastle. Guys, what are your thoughts on United versus Newcastle? It's at Old Trafford.
They're gonna definitely concede like always.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Definitely conceding, yeah.
yeah, they
Both
definitely
both
can.
both teams defensively have not been. I mean, Newcastle's defense has not been as strong as it has, as I've seen, and United are just extremely leaky and chaotic with the style. It'll be a good game, I guess. Like in terms of chaos that can ensue, I'll say 2-2 between United and Newcastle.
I'm gonna say 2-1 to Newcastle. Uh, Mainly again because Man U are gonna lose on creativity
Yeah,
with
with
Bruno
Bruno
out,
Fernandes out. Yeah.
and Newcastle. I don't know. Gordon's been really good with Voltemade up front, so I think it's gonna be 2-1 to Newcastle.
I mean, for all the Voldemade owners, I think it's a good shout to, like keep him in the starting 11 because obviously he had a great performance against Chelsea, scored a brace. And yeah, I mean, considering United's defense, United's creativity, I'm pretty sure they're gonna concede. And I'm going with
Could
a
have had
Newcastle
a
win on this
first half
one.
hat trick as well, Voldemort, which was the pretty interesting thing
Yeah,
when you
exactly.
looked at
Like
that first half.
with this game, I'd say that Newcastle are gonna win it like 2-1. I'd say Bruno Gomes is a good shout for this game as well to be the man of the match. And yeah, what are your thoughts, Anand?
I would say probably like a 2-all, but I think Walter would surely get a goal because your major and senior most defenders from Man United are still out.
Yeah,
And Heaven is an 18-year-old academy player who's just like getting an idea about how to play
yeah,
and is not the height of Walter. So
yeah,
Walter would surely get a few goals, if not one, if not
yeah,
at least one. But yeah, surely gonna miss Bruno.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what it for United and Newcastle. If we move on to City versus Forest, I think for this game personally, I think City is gonna do what City does, and they're gonna go on a rampage. I'd say a solid 3-0 or maybe 3-1 win to City, with obviously Haaland performing well. I see Foden on the score sheet, and maybe a Cherky assist here and there, but who knows? Yeah,
Is that a prediction or is that wishful thinking considering you have three of them in your lineup?
bro. Obviously, it's a prediction, bro. I mean, obviously, I have to have my bias on my team, right? Like I have like
um,
Foden, Cherky, and Haaland. Obviously, I want all of them to get me points, but that's not happening.
I
So
would not be surprised if Pep just decided to do his rotations and play or sit Foden in the bench or Choki in the bench. I don't think it'll be the case. I think it'll just be like 2-0 or maybe 3-0 to City. But
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm not expecting much from this game, but yeah.
I would love to see a Guardiola goal. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
yeah.
even I'm hoping for that scenario.
I mean, moving on to Arsenal Brighton. I mean, yeah, actually, I think both the teams scores in this game. I don't think Arsenal is gonna keep a clean sheet. I think Brighton will definitely score, but yeah, it's just about actually, I'm gonna go 1-1, a draw on this one. Arsenal 1, Brighton 1. But even if like Arsenal score like twice, I'm pretty sure that Brighton has that thing like they can come back. But then again, they're missing Danny Welbeck. Yeah, Nandan, what are your thoughts on Arsenal and Brighton?
Um, not much really. I mean, Arsenal again. My issues with Arsenal are they able to create enough and score enough? Because their recent performance against Everton, they did, I mean, it was not as good as they have had this season. And yeah, again, Brighton as well are known to pick points against Arsenal, get results against Arsenal. I'll say 1-1 maybe as well. I go on the same lines, but I'm not seeing a big scoreline from this game in particular.
Yeah,
Brighton have not been in good form, so it
Yeah.
could just be a 1-0 as well. So for all we know.
They've not scored, I think, in the past two game weeks. Yeah, as soon as Welbeck goes off, they've
yeah,
been in their best attacking form. So
exactly. I personally think that it's gonna be a draw anyway. So moving on to Liverpool versus Wolves, I think it's gonna be a rampage from Liverpool side, bro. Like yeah, at Anfield, and yeah, I can see like Ekitike starting and all with no Szoboszlai though, right?
yeah,
Szoboszlai
Yeah,
has been playing right back, right? Recently.
he's been playing almost every position.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing is with Soboslai, I feel like they're just trying to recreate some of that offensive in terms of how Trent would spread the play offensively, switching, playing those cross passes, playing some of those forward between the line passes to like someone like a Salah or any other striker. I feel like Soboslai is being that player for Liverpool. At least when I saw some of the games initially, I haven't caught. I'll be very honest. I haven't seen much of Liverpool as of late, so I might be missing in terms of how Soboslai's role is. But yeah, I think as you mentioned, he's suspended, right? So he'll be a big miss for sure.
I'm gonna make a very interesting prediction. If Liverpool loses this, then Arne
Mhm.
Slot gets sacked.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
that's that's
I
the thing.
highly doubt it considering they
have
have
Wolves even
started to
won one game
stabilize
this season?
their results. No, Wolves have not won a game at
Exactly.
home.
I mean, winning at Anfield is nah. I think yeah. If
I don't think it'll be the case. My realistic take, this is maybe a 3-0. You could have teams or certain players where you trust they will get that contribution.
yeah.
With Liverpool, considering the amount of money that they spent on attacking talent, the fact that there's no guarantee that they are tried and true they are going to get. KTK is also very much based on momentum,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that we are anticipating him to have a much higher. And I think KTK has been one of, I mean, one of the better players from Liverpool's uh, season so far. So I mean, even this is where my bias comes into play, and I hope he does well. But I'm not expecting a big score fest. I'd say maybe 2-0, 3-0 is fair.
Now moving on to Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Guys, I think Palmer's gonna score a hat trick. As simple as that. I think he's made for moments like this. Aston Villa currently third in the standing. It's Stamford Bridge, and yeah, it's gonna be telecasted live on Sky Sports. So yeah, it's a big game for Chelsea, and I think Palmer is gonna have at least two or three goal contributions for sure. I think they do sneak in one. I don't think Chelsea will maintain a clean sheet for this game. I think my prediction will be like 3-1 to Chelsea with the halftime score being 2-0.
I think that is slightly bold from your side. I would say something like a 2-1,
Mm-hmm.
with Palmer definitely being involved. I think Palmer and Joao Pedro are going to be the ones on the score sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm hoping for that, considering that I'm a Chelsea fan. But yeah,
I mean,
let's see.
it's totally dependent on who Maresca starts in the midfield. Like, if he again goes with Malo Gusto at right back and the pivot of Caicedo and Reece James with Palmer as the 10 and not starting Enzo, I think Enzo is good, is definitely good, but he's very slow on ball. And I think the pivot of Reece James and Caicedo might suit this game much more. Because obviously, I think Villa will come out guns and blazing. I think they'll press us high from the get go with the home ground being Stamford Bridge. I think Chelsea can capitalize on that with the recent history of Chelsea. Obviously, pointing towards the fact that we play a lot better against the teams who are like high pressing and not that good, and we struggle to break down the teams who prefer to play low block. I think we're gonna score like two or three goals. So yeah, that's why I have Captain Palmer. So let's see.
I don't think. I mean, my prediction for this game is that I do see Chelsea winning,
Mm-hmm.
but I also more importantly see that Morgan Rogers is not going to have the same sort of great performance because he's been scoring out of the box bangers, and that's not how you sustain in the Premier League. Law
Yeah.
of averages will kick in, and you're not going to score bangers. I mean, again, you face United, which
Yeah.
which gives
My
people
man turned into prime what Robin.
yeah, prime
Robin
Robin.
right footed.
Pretty much the same. I think both the goals are pretty much the same, and
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
talks
far post
about
finesse.
the first goal. I would absolutely give it to Rogers, but I think the second goal was so much defensively.
Yeah, I mean he was moving like prime Grealish though, like especially against United today. What are your thoughts on this game, Nandan?
This is hard to say because I mean Chelsea looked much better against top half teams than some of the teams you expect them to be versus like their performances against certain teams you expect them to be. So I'm not gonna. I think I'll give the edge to Chelsea, but Unai Emery's side are so annoying in terms of trying to predict against them because they always are. They are managing to pull out some really good results as
Mm-hmm.
of late. I'll say maybe 3-2 to Chelsea. I can see Palmer having an impact for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For Villa, Watkins, and again Rogers will be ones to look out for.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough fixture, man. Villa are annoying to deal with in general. So
What are your guys' thoughts on
I
Palace and
think
Spurs? Do you see a Palace clean sheet on this one?
I think it's another stinker from Spurs. I
Yeah.
am not really a big fan of Thomas Frank's Spurs. Really, I'm not. It's just very dry to me. Not
Yeah,
really enjoying watching any of the Spurs games. I'm not obviously being a Chelsea fan. I have like great hatred towards Spurs, but they were at least a joy to watch under Ange. Not a joy, but at least the football was better. Right
yeah.
now, it's just so bad that I'm already expecting another stinker at the Selhurst Park.
I think Richarlison sneaks in one though. Like
Yeah,
I
he
have
always
no clue. Somehow he manages to score.
he always
Somehow my guy manages to score. I mean, especially against Liverpool as well. I mean, I think it was Arsenal, right? 4-1 or something. He scored from nearly halfway line.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Richarlison somehow manages to score. So I think I'd say 3-1 to Palace or like 2-1. I can see probably Mateta scoring in this game.
That's the most scariest thing I can think
By
of.
the way, guys, by the way, Spurs got two red cards. Uh, so like Romero is out, and who's the other guy?
Xavi Simons.
Xavi
Yeah,
Simons.
I mean, yeah, more or less zero impact from that guy. So yeah, I would say like 2-1 to Palace. So guys, it's the final segment. Who is gonna be the MVP for the next game week as per you guys? So yeah, for me, the MVP for the next game week is gonna be Palmer. I'm predicting he's gonna score 14 points. So yeah, let's see.
I'm confused actually between Palmer and Haaland. So let's see. One of those, I suppose, is going to be the player of the next game week.
Wait till Ekitike gets 16 points, guys. Wait.
Ekitike is also a good shout.
So yeah, for me, it's
It is
Ekitike.
good. I'm gonna guess Calvert-Lewin for this one.
That's a great shout. Yes, guys, so that's it. And make sure to tune in again. Next game week, we'll have the same panel. So bye bye, guys. See you. Take care and sayonara.